All four of these gentlemen have made billions of dollars from the exchange part of the crypto space. That's why we want to invest in exchanges because they're very, very profitable. And what Ubitex is saying is that they're going to give us their token as a reward for helping them to build a community. Okay. Crypto exchanges generate revenue. The more people use the exchange. Okay. How do they make money? They make money from fees, listing fees, trading fees, buying fees, selling fees, over-the-counter trading, custodial fees, many different kind of fees. It's a simple model, really. Anytime you interact with the exchange, you're paying a fee. And so if Ubitex is already up and running and have users, they're making money from fees, which is a good thing. Binance has 238 million users. Ubitex would love to have even a fraction of that. 10% of that would be fantastic. 23 million users, they do extremely well. So they want us to help them to bring on more people to trade and stake on the exchange. And in exchange for that, they'll give us their token, their coin, so become part owner of the exchange. Binance didn't do that. So even that run from 10 cents to $720, most people never benefited whatsoever. Only the big CEO benefited from that. Okay. Their revenues have gone tremendously. They did 16.8 billion last year. That's Binance I'm talking about. And they'll definitely do more this year. So that's a model that Ubitex would like to follow. And if they follow that model, what will happen to our token price? It should go up and we should benefit from the gain in price of the token where we can sell the token and make money. Okay. Ubitex started back in 2021, and basically it started as an AI project to help people trade and make more money. They came to the attention of venture capitalists, and the financing was led by eToro. eToro put in $20 million with assistance from companies like BlackRock, Crystal Digital, and Crystal Capital Partners, and Galaxy Digital. So these are venture capitalists who took a look at what they're doing and they actually put money in. And interestingly, one of our members today on the Telegram group put in some information showing the deal flow. It's on dealflow.eu. You can see that these guys actually did put that money in. Okay, real funds are put in. It's not fake. They did do it. Everything we've said, we've looked at, points to the fact that they put 20 million in, which means they did some due diligence and they liked what they saw, and that's why they put money in into Ubitex. So that's good for us that we have third-party validation that people actually put their money on the line. Ubitex is involved with different partners in the crypto space and is traded on CoinMarketCap and listed on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. They're trying to be compliant. They have licenses from Canada, United States, and Australia. To maintain compliance, they have to keep that up and make sure they follow the rules. Not easy to follow because the rules are constantly changing, but even though Binance, for example, has been disqualified from participating in North America, their coin is still worth over $600 a coin. So I think Ubitex operating in many, many countries around the world will be able to diversify and their coin will have value even if they have some jurisdictional issues in one country or another. What we want is to get the UB token and watch it increase in value. They recently got participated in an anti-money laundering prevention program for the government of Nigeria. They signed on to that. That's because they have operations building in Nigeria. And in fact, in January, they're going to have an event in Nigeria similar to the one that they had in Toronto just less than 10 days ago. We know where you can see the Ubitex registration in the US, and we can point that out to you if you want to go and take a look at it. Ubitex has 100 million tokens. That's a total supply, and they promised to give us 57 million of those tokens if we help people to come on the platform. 57 million, more than 50% of the token they'll give out to the community who help them to build the exchange. So in fact, they refer to it as your exchange, meaning yours and my exchange if we help them to build it and we benefit from that. That didn't happen with Binance or CZ or any other platform. Many of the platforms actually do have a referral program where you can refer people, but none of them share their coins with you. None of them. Okay, they all have a program where it says we'll give you 40% of the fees. Some of the companies in Canada have a one-time $30 fee. If you refer someone, you get $30 or $50, and that's it. But these guys are actually giving their ownership in the platform, which is very, very different. Okay, the big the team and institutions are not able to dump all their coins because they have a 2-year lockup. They can't sell any of their tokens for the first 2 years. And after 2 years, they're going to get all their tokens over another 2 years. So they can't sell their token for 4 years. So pump and dump should not be able to happen on this platform. They're going to build a complete ecosystem, and they have one major partner that's very important on board already. They have Visa. And with a Visa card, you can withdraw money from bank machines, or you can shop online with crypto that you're holding on the Ubitex platform. They'd love to get to 10 million users, and if they do that, they feel the coin can go up to perhaps even $100 in value, in price. Okay, even if they don't get there, it's gone from 10 cents to $3. If we went from 10 cents to $10, that would be phenomenal. It's 100 times your money in less than a year. So we look forward to how they progress, and hopefully you can be part of it because you can get their tokens for free. Okay, Ubitex is traded on 5 exchanges. They're listed on MEXC, Hotcoin, Weex, Phamex, and Binance. So they're not just listed on the Ubitex platform. They have other exchanges that are, in fact, where their coins are being traded. That gives increased liquidity. And this is a snapshot one day of the trading volume on various platforms that we're on, that we're listed on. So we're not just listed on the Ubitex platform, but there are other exchanges where we trade, and they plan on adding more exchanges. How do you benefit? You can get staking rewards, referral rewards, rank bonus, platform dividends, stub holder dividends, and GCGL holder dividends. All earnings are paid in STUB or GCGL, which we'll explain in a minute.
This is a scam. I can prove it.
Okay, I'm listening to you. We're going to have a chat about that after. That's why we're doing this. So I'm
Okay.
running.
Give me a WhatsApp and I'll provide all the information to you and you can distribute.
Okay, we're going to go over that, take your concerns or whatever, but let me just finish the presentation, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, so staking rewards, we got from 3 days up to 360 days that you can stake. And the good thing about staking, there are people that are involved in staking in the crypto space, and staking is a big deal because what staking means is that you can lock in your tokens, uh, any token, like for example, if you have some Cardano or some XRP that you're holding for the price to go up. And in fact, those two coins, the prices started going up recently. So you can hold those tokens and wait for a year, 2, 3 years. If you start with 1,000 Cardano or 1,000 XRP, at the end of 2 or 3 years, you'll still have 1,000 Cardano or 1,000 XRP. However, if you decide to stake those coins in a platform, you can get more Cardano and more XRP by locking those tokens away for anywhere for whether it be 3 days, 30 days, 180 days, or 360 days. You get more Cardanos for free. At the end of the period, whether it's 180 days or 90 days, you get back your original principal amount, but you get extra Cardano. So if you started with 1,000 Cardano, you could end up with 3,000 Cardano. So if the price went to $3, instead of just making $3,000, you can make $9,000. So in the case of Ubitex, what they're saying is, hey, stake with us. And when you stake, we're going to give you our token. And when we give you our token, you can sell those tokens and get cash for them. And those tokens are free because you're getting your principal back at the end of the staking period. Okay, minimum staking is at $100, and you can earn 0.6% a day, just 60 cents, nothing to write home about. $1,000 will yield you $6 a day. You can pay a little cell phone bill. $10,000 can get you $60 a day, which is more useful. You're looking at $1,800 per month if it works out. If you're comfortable doing that, and that can definitely add to your cash flow for yourself and your family. Okay, staking rewards for GCGL is a little higher. It goes from 0.5% up to 0.9%, 15 to 27% on a monthly basis. Same thing, minimum $100. And if you stake the various amounts, you can see where you can make additional income up to $2,700 a month on the GCGL token. Okay. Referral rewards. What the company wants you to do is to refer other people so they can build a community. Okay, so if you build a community, they'll give you part of those 57 million tokens, and those tokens you're free to sell and cash in, and you get back your original tokens that you staked, your original principal, and you get these extra tokens for free. If you refer someone yourself, you get 10% of whatever they earn daily, and if they refer someone on your second level, you get 5%. So here's how it works. You refer Bob. Bob stakes 10,000. Bob will make $60 a day. You'll earn 10% of that, which is $6 per day. Level 2, if Bob refers Mary, Mary will earn $60 a day. You'll earn 5% of what Mary's earning, or $3 per day. Now, you can earn some decent income from that, but people say, where's the big money? And where the big money is here. You can rank up, and you can rank up by going from VIP 1 all the way to VIP 5, and that requires you to bring bigger volume, anywhere from 50,000 for the first rank all the way up to $6 million for the final rank where you're called an icon. Here's how it works. If you have volume of 50,000 anywhere in your team, you become VIP 1. Okay, and you would earn 20% of the daily earnings of your team until you hit another VIP 1. VIP 2, you need 2 people who are VIP 1 in 2 separate teams. You need 150,000 total volume, and you get 30% of the earnings on a daily basis. Should yield you $100 to $250 in staking rewards. VIP 3, you need 2 VIP 2s, 2 separate teams. You grow your volume to 500,000. You get 40% of the staking rewards of your team members on a daily basis. Should generate you between 250 to 500 daily. And VIP 4, you get 50% of the daily staking rewards. You need 2 VIP 3s and 2 million volume. You're looking at 1,000 to 3,000 daily. And then VIP 5, the final one, icon, you get 60% to infinity until you hit another VIP 5, and you should get in excess of 3,000 per day. So here's a summary of all the ranks. You can go from VIP 1 to VIP 5. Shows you what you need in terms of volume from 50,000 to 6 million. You earn from 20% to 60%, and from $50 per day up to 3,000 plus per day. And there are people that have hit the top rank already in the program. If you become an icon and you bring other people are icons, you end up getting a percentage of what they earn for the first one, second one, and third one. 0.03% for the third and onward. Okay. If you're the same rank as someone else, they get the 20% of their team, but you get 20% of their income. Okay. All earnings are paid in STUB. So the whole idea is to accumulate as many STUB as possible. And you can see, depending where the price is, if the price hit $50, for example, you had 5,000 STUB, you can get a cool $250,000 in value if you sell it. Now, some people look at this and say, how is that possible? Well, I know there are projects out there in crypto where you've got airdrops, free coins, just because you interact with their platform, and people have made $1 million in just getting free coins. Many platforms out there give airdrops where people have made $5,000, $10,000. Myself, I've participated in a couple of airdrops, one of them with Uniswap, where I got 400 tokens for trading on their platform before they went live. And I got 400 tokens, which went up to, I sold at $15. Yeah, I went all the way up to about, I think it was $30, but I got out a little early, but it dropped down below that. So it is possible to make huge money from airdrops, or in this case, what they're doing, the way they're distributing the token is by rewarding you for staking on their platform. Okay. What if the price goes to 100, 200, 500? Is that possible? Well, Binance did it. So if they've done it, it's possible other people can do it as well. I have 8 reasons why this looked to me like a good project. And as I told you whenever I did the presentation, we're not running the platform, but I gave you the 8 reasons why I like it, and I'll reiterate them and see if anything has changed. First one is that it's a fully functional crypto exchange. I've traded spot trades on there, and I've traded futures trade on there, and I've had profitable trades. I'm in a profitable trade right now on a futures trade. And so it's working. As a matter of fact, the user experience is better than when Binance first started. They didn't use our money to build the exchange. The exchange was fully functional, and they have upwards of 300 token pairs trading on the platform where you can buy and sell tokens every day. So they didn't use our money to build say they can use your money to build the exchange, but it's already built and operational. UB token is listed on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. It's also listed on 5 exchanges. There are top 50, and one of them is top 10. Venture capital firms eToro and BlackRock have invested in the project, and we've gone over that sort of to prove that did happen. And I think from looking at it, it looks like it's real, and we have ways you can show you that they did invest in the company. the app is available on Google Play and on the App Store. So that's another due diligence by these two heavyweights in the app space. Outside Crypto Projects plan to launch on their launchpad, and UBTX also has a crypto Visa card, crypto to fiat Visa card that allows you to spend your crypto that's on their platform, or eventually once you have the live card, a physical card, we draw money from bank machines around the world. We just had an event in November 18th, and there's some other events coming up in other places around the world. If you like what you see, you want to be involved, your friend will send you a link. You can register with the link. They'll verify that you show up in their back office, and then you decide how much you want to stake, from $100 to whatever amount you want. Obviously, do your due diligence. We're showing you why we like the project, why it looks like it has legs, but you have to make your own decision, okay? Because we know the space is fraught with, there's danger in the space, okay? So basically, that's a shortened presentation. I hope I didn't mess it up completely, and people that are looking at it for the first time kind of understood it. But we wanted to, maybe had some other discussion with members who are part of the community who may have, be concerned about events over the last week or so with regard to withdrawals and what's happening with UBTX.
Thank you, Anthony. We're going to pause the recording for now, and we are going to
Recording stopped.
spend the next half an hour to address some of the issues. So this is how it's going to play out, just to make sure that we maximize the time. If you have a question, there's going to be some clear rules. If you have questions, number one, we want questions from members, people that have already put their skin in the game, to make sure that you are being served. Number two, you're going to be on camera if you feel that you have a question. If for some reason you can't be on camera, make sure that you put your questions in the chat, and we're going to get to the questions in the chat after we have addressed those who are on camera. So we want to make this very effective. The final thing is, if you're going to cite something and reference something, make sure that they are credible source. We're not going to make this an argument. For example, if you tell me that a particular product does not work and there's no scientific evidence, in my personal analysis, I have to make sure that you're a peer review expert. If I don't find you credible, I don't even engage in any argument. So I want to make sure that we understand what we're dealing with here. That being said, we're going to leave the lines open. If you have a question, Anthony, you can stop sharing the screen. You got to be on camera and make sure that we can see you and hear you. Otherwise, if you are disrupting this, we're going to take you off just to make sure we don't waste time. Okay, now the line is open.
Anyone who would like to ask a question, please raise your hand. If your hand is not raised, you won't be able to ask a question. Raise your virtual hand.
And I will add to this, if you raise your hand, you have to be on camera, because if you're not on camera, we don't know who you are, and we cannot just go by name assuming that we know you. So it's very, very important.
So Bobby, if you would like to, okay.
Anybody else? If Bobby's not ready, anybody else?
Sorry, I just realized I didn't unmute. Just a quick hello to everybody. Is it fair to say right now that because of the security concerns, that's why you can't withdraw from the website, and it's just a matter of being patient for them to sort out these security concerns?
Sorry, before your question is answered, Bobby, we cannot see you. We're just seeing a black screen.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Is this any better? Get some lights on in here. Any better?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm in
Actually, I know you, so okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
Anthony, do you want to take that up? I think we got his question.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, that is part of the answer the company is giving. How do we prove everything for 100% surety? We have to take their word for it or whatever. But basically, that's what they're saying. They said that they've been, over the last several weeks, they've been subject to a lot of hacking. Okay. And people have been going in trying to take users' funds and withdraw it from the platform to their own, changing their the wallet addresses and so forth. And because of that hacking, they were able to hold it off for a while. But in the final analysis, I believe they said they lost about $400,000 when they went back to an automatic system a few days ago, where they were releasing funds very quickly. And so they don't want to lose more money, so they kind of decided to shut down everything. The other problem that came up was that a lot of people who did one withdrawal didn't come through. They'd go back and do multiple withdrawals. And so there's a backlog in the system. And because they have to do everything manually and make sure the funds are going to the right user, they're not able to process as smoothly and as fast as they would like. So that's the answer they've given. They've now promised that they're going to have some definitive answers. And I saw Thursday as being a date when we'll have some definitive answers of what they're doing in terms of fixing this situation. So, there's going to be some Zoom calls or somewhere they're going to explain this. I don't know if that answered your question, Bobby.
Okay. Anybody else with a question? Anybody else with a question? Is that all?
Sorry, gentlemen. There's someone on here named Sam. I'd put him in the waiting room. He's probably gone. He's talking about a bunch of other opportunities that have nothing to do with Ubitex.
I just removed him now. I'll tell you why. His sources of reference has no basis. Anybody who understands network marketing that is going to depend on behind MLM to make a case tells me they're inexperienced. First of all, who is behind MLM? So you have two journalists that are getting contributors to write and support their writings, and you can go through the list. You go through their platform. They even call, Herbalife Ponzi scheme, new scheme. When you can go after companies that have been around for over 40 years, that's bad policing. It's beyond me.
Is it me or is it Foster that's breaking up?
Yeah, he's breaking up.
Okay. All right. So until Foster comes back, Doug,
That
you want to
he
go ahead
calls
with
some
your
of the
question?
names,
Doug,
or
can
they
you put your
call some
camera
of the
on, please?
names in the industry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
Foster.
think
Our
Foster came back
apologies. You
up.
were breaking up.
Hey, Doug, can you speak? I know you're all the way in China. Can you unmute your line? You are still muted.
Something. Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
you're
So
good now.
it wasn't doing it before. It's doing it now. Hello everybody. Just a quick question. I just want to know, is there like regular communication with like the owners to get questions and answers dealt with for the whole group? And that's the first question. And the second one is, I'm a little bit confused in regards to the CEOs of the company, like who they are and what are their names and that type of stuff. If anybody could answer that.
Anthony, your line is muted.
Okay. His first question again was what was his first question? Sorry, I just slipped my mind.
I think his first question is about if you have names of the the CEOs or the founders of the company, I believe.
That was the
something
second
to-
question, I think. What was this? Go ahead again, Doug. What was your first question? Sorry. Oh, do we have meetings regularly? Okay, I got it.
Or communications from the
Okay,
company.
yeah. So our communication, as I've introduced on here, and we've had him at least a few times speak, our local leader who's been appointed at the event that we had on November 18th as CEO for North America and Europe. His name is Jack, and he is going to be he's a CEO for North America, and I have good communication with him, and he's got great communication with the top of the company. Okay, so I sat down with him yesterday morning when I was starting to get calls and people were asking what was going on, and I made a call out to him, and we sat down, three of us, myself, June, and Paula, went to meet with him, and he answered the questions as he best he could because they were on a conference call earlier in the morning to deal with the issue as to how they go forward with it. And they were questioning whether they shut down the whole transfer from STUB to UB. And the great majority of the people that participated in the call, there's some higher level up folks, agree that they should and get everything caught up. And then, so that's what they did. And so he is in great communication with them, and we're in great communication with him. And I think it's going to get closer communication. In terms of one of my concerns right from the get-go when I first saw this project was with regard to the CEO and the management. And my main concern was they had a lot of white faces. Not, for that's how it came across. A lot of young white faces, Anglo-Saxon, out of the UK and stuff like that. And I've seen that before, and so that would concern me. And so I kept pushing them on to say, who are these guys? Because I hadn't gone to Asia yet to see any of the events, and I wondered were they just there for show? And I don't know what it is with maybe the Asian community and so on in terms of building their business. They seem to want to have that type of face in order to convince their people to participate. I'm not sure if I got it right, but that's what I think. However, evidently some of them were appointed like CEO and so forth. And the CEO designation, basically what they end up telling me is CEO can be hired and fired, and they can move around the CEO and so forth. And I said, well, okay, fine, but we need to know who that is. And so I said, and we had a call with them about a week ago or so. Foster was on there, a few of us were on there, and we basically said to them, look, whoever is not officially a part of this company, they're no longer part of the company, or they're just for show, you need to get them off the website, and you got to clean up the site and put on who is real and who is running the thing, because we think we have a good business here. It's an exchange. You understand how exchanges work. So if you're running a proper exchange and you're earning the kind of income that you can earn, stop with this picture to get this, I don't know what it is they get from it, but do the right thing. And so they've promised that within the next, they said 2 weeks. So I said within the next week or so, we're going to see some changes in that. One of the things that came out, and I don't know if it'll be, they'll go that way, but there was a gentleman at the event on the 18th. I think his name is Chen Wei, or Wei Chen. He is the gentleman that is the owner or major shareholder in GCGL, the company out of London that they bought. He still controls 40% of that company, and he is going to be an executive, and he may end up being the global CEO for the company. So that's not officially announced yet, but that's where it was going when we had the discussion. As I said, Jack has been appointed as CEO for North America and Europe. They have another gentleman, Rennie, the young white guy that was there. He's out of Dubai, where a lot of their offices and their technical teams are that running the exchange and so forth. So I understand he'll be an executive, and they have other people that I met when I went to Asia that seem to be very competent, that can take positions in the company. So kind of a long-winded answer, but I think if this works out the way we're thinking, we should get a lot more clarity and a lot more feel a lot more comfortable with the faces that we see and what their role is within the company.
Did that answer your question?
Well, he's in China. I mean, he may have some issues with jumping over the going over the bridge. Anyway, we see a few other hands up.
Yeah, no. Doug, did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Just so you know,
Okay.
sometimes when we're pressing unmute, it's not allowing us to unmute. Other people might have that problem, just in case. You guys,
Oh,
thank you. Thank you
okay.
very much.
You're welcome. Okay, Desiree?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm the person who was having the issue with the application for the UB card,
Okay.
Visa debit card, but now they approve it.
Oh, great. Congratulations.
What next? I don't know what to do. Thanks. There's no instructions, nothing as to what next to do.
Okay. We won't discuss that here. Desiree, maybe through your upline, you can reach out to us, one of the leaders, and we can maybe talk to you about where you go from there. There's some people who have the card, they've loaded funds in the back office and they've been able to spend it online by tying their card to maybe Apple Pay or something. I know in Asia they can tie it to WeChat Pay and Alipay, and I think the same thing applies. I don't know how to do that personally, but there are people here that have done it already, and they are actually have done purchases with the virtual card. So we'll get back to you on that. Anybody else?
Okay, Alishan, go ahead.
Hi, y'all. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Anthony, hats off to you, honey. You just executed that and kept it going so beautifully. So, Foster, you guys are just amazing, first of all. Number two, I am really, really glad that you addressed the huge elephant in the room while my people are on this call because the company does seem really Asian, except for, like you said, all of the white faces. And then when you look into the white faces, it turns out that they were, models. And so the information was brought to me, and I thought, honestly, I'm getting paid every single day. I'm withdrawing every single week. I don't care who they want to show as the owner or, to get more people in. However, I realize that it really does make a difference. It really does. So again, for my people on this call that had the question of, hold on a minute, this guy is just a model. Well, okay, it might have been somebody that they used as a marketing ploy. That was the first thing that came to my head. The company is still going. The company is still doing what it said it was going to do. It was a marketing ploy, obviously, to, get people to join or whatever. However, I'm with you, Anthony. I think everything is when it is all up front and it is the actual people coming forward. I think I think as much as we've already blown up, we're going to blow up 1,000,000 times more once that happens. I'm really, really glad that you talked about the
Alishan, before
white face
Anthony
models.
respond, I wish you were on camera with all the praise.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize it. I'm sorry.
There's a reason why I ask people to do certain things. When you've been in this space long enough, you understand there are people that actually post and put names. You can put any name behind this screen. I mean, I know it's not you, but you can put any name behind this screen and just come on and spy on us. So there's a reason why we give clear instructions. And if I had my way, nobody would speak if you're not on camera. There's a reason. There's a reason. There are people that come on Zooms and they are there spying for behind MLM. I've seen this. So we do things that if you don't have the experience, you may think, my goodness, I don't like this person. I don't like this person. We're trying to protect the community. We have been to events where we were in places like Cape Town. 5 minutes after the event, everything that was discussed was behind MLM. So you understand where some of us are coming from. The world is evil. There are people that are getting paid just to make your life miserable. So
Right.
when we come
Behind
to,
MLM is absolutely the biggest scam that there ever was to hit the internet. These guys are making a lot of money off of the lies of other people.
and unfortunately, there are people out there on the street who don't know who behind MLM is. And every time that there's a lawsuit, they are actually, thank you, Robbie, for not knowing. You are a saint. And please don't, yeah, let me give you a psychological breakdown. Don't mess your brain out trying to read anything from behind MLM. I'm just telling you, if you want to
Save
read,
yourself.
if you want to save yourself the trouble, it's the wrong place to even vet a company. It's almost like, okay, you go into Sick Kids Hospital with your child, and there's a brand new drug, and you go into a person at a corner store to say, what do you think about this drug? Like, don't go there. Don't waste your time. If you want good sources to really vet a company, some of us will help you. Anyway, thank you, Alicia. And I thought I should
Thank you guys.
have
I
you on
love you
camera.
so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I love you guys. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Well, listen, anybody else with a question? I believe in the days and weeks to come, we're going to get all these things sorted out. Good or bad, we'll find out. So let's hang in there. Hey, Derek, you got something to say?
How you doing? Hey, Anthony, there's a quick question for you, buddy. So I know that you were over there where the company was. When you went there, did you not meet the CEO?
I think I've talked about it before. When I went there, I was with Jack, and they ended up having several meetings because the size and so forth. They had the Indian group and the Thailand group, and the biggest meeting was Thailand, Indonesia, and some of those, Vietnam and so on. It was over 800 people. I was with a Chinese group, and there was a smaller meeting. So I did not meet the CEO that they've put up as the CEO. Okay, I didn't meet him. He was there. I saw pictures of where he was and presented, but I wasn't at that meeting, so I never met him. However, I met Miss Yu. Okay, and I've always maintained that she is the one running and controlling this. She has a very powerful, she's not the only one, but she's very powerful in this thing. She is behind the scenes. She can get rid of the CEO or bring in a new CEO. Like, she is very powerful. So she has something to do with this platform. So the official CEO, I can't say the one that they had online that I did not meet him, no. But I think I met the person that was really in control of the whole thing, because everyone deferred to her. Everyone wanted to be close to her. Everyone, every time she spoke, everybody was all ears, right? So I think she is the one, the main person behind the platform.
Okay, so
She refers to herself as a director rather than CEO and so on. So she's a director. They call her a Director Yu.
okay. So it's still sketchy who is running what I guess. But anyway, so I know that in these platforms, especially when they're from where that started work, they always have some guy in front who is a face for the company. That's not new, and that's something that I always run away from. So I did not know that they were doing this over here. That's not a good thing. And in all of those configurations that I've seen and experienced, it never goes good after a while. So I hope that this is a little bit different, and they can clean up that whole mess. There's no need for that. Putting somebody else's face up there, that's misleading. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, it's what it is.
Yeah, we're going to see. They've promised some changes in the next week or two, and we should see that. Then, or if we don't see that, then we have more reason to be concerned. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right.
Good point, Derek. Good question. This is the first and the only company that I've been involved in personally that I have not met the CEO or the owners. But let me say this, credit to Anthony, okay? He's doing everything he can to bring us closer to these people. And some of us were fortunate enough to have a conversation with Ms. Yu, let's say a week ago. And we asked some tough questions. So we are doing everything we can to make sure that we get to the bottom of this. But from a business point of view, when you have other people working with you, sometimes it's not everybody has the best intention for the company. People are there to serve themselves. And when you see things like that, it affects the company. You're trying to get rid of people, and then they have inside information and they're making things. So I believe in the days and weeks to come, whether this is the best company to take us to where we want to go or not, we'll find out. But for now, we are ready to at least give them the opportunity to prove to us that they are a legitimate company. Anybody else with a final question, comments, please?
I don't see any more hands up, but there is something that I wanted to say to everyone. Anytime you guys have questions, reach out to the person that invited you to this opportunity. If that person cannot give you an answer, ask them to reach out to the person that invited them. And at some point, they'll get to a leader that will have an answer. But don't just sit there and not have an answer and then, feel like this is not the right opportunity for you. Reach out. There are people that can actually answer your questions. Okay. I see another hand up. Richard.
Richard, if you can be on camera, we will let you in. If you're in a place to be on camera, please, Richard.
Richard, you have to put your video on, or else we're not going to allow you to speak. Okay, I guess Richard does not want to speak. Is there anyone else?
Well, we'll be back at this on Thursday. Hopefully, we'll get more news and hopefully good news. We see Rob. Rob, please unmute your line. You're on camera. Rob is on camera, so please mute your line and you can speak. Thank you. Unless you're not speaking to us, but I saw your hand earlier. But you are muted.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So here I have a question because I have a bit of a concern regarding myself having an issue with withdrawals, and I know that the company submitted a reason for that, and I understand the reason, but it's myself, a couple other guys that I know that are in this project. Now I have and I guess the withdrawals are concerning security issues, like the company had said. So my question is, how many members do we have in Canada? And I mean, would it be a possibility that the CEO of Canada can verify the members by our UIDs and do withdrawals with the approval of Jack, the CEO of Canada? Would that be a problem?
I think they're working on a solution right now. And as I said, I think they said that by Thursday, they're going to,
Yes.
hopefully they stick to that. And, or if there's some reason why it's delayed, there's a proper reason. But by Thursday, they're supposed to have some kind of concrete step going forward of how we're going to be able to, resolve this and go forward with it. So, I don't know that the CEO of Canada needs to actively do that. Because there are people all over the world, so it'll be difficult. But I think there are reasons. All the crypto projects. I was just reading some articles today, just been preparing for this. Like I was looking at some exchanges that's been hacked, and Huobi. I don't know if anybody knows Huobi. They're big. They're top. They're up there, probably in the top 5. And they were hacked, and I believe they were shut down for almost a month. Okay, they lost a lot of money, like $87 million on one hack, and so on. So it happens to all the crypto companies out there. Everyone's a target because the hackers know where the money is. It reminds me of that expression when they interviewed one of these bank robbers from the 1930s, and like one of the Bonnie and Clyde types, and they ask you, why do you rob banks? And he said, that's because where the money is. right? So hackers are looking at these exchanges. There's a pot full of money there, and they're trying to go in and do that. So they're they have to have robust prevention to be able to handle that the denial of service and all these kind of attacks that they'll face. They have to do it. Other companies, almost every exchange has been hacked at some point. If you ask who has not been hacked, you'll find a small number. But they have to fix that properly and make sure things are secure. And then they have to find a way to deal with the issue of making we get paid in a timely manner. And one of the things, if people are withdrawing 5, 6, 7 times a day, every day, they're going to have to deal with, with once a day, a limit on withdrawal. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll see where it goes from here. But it has to be something done to satisfy everyone and eventually back to the status quo where people are able to do whatever they want. I saw a question in the group about converting GCGL or converting. I haven't done it yet, but my understanding is you have to trade GCGL to USDT. So it's a trade and probably not a conversion. That may be why you can't do it, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I'll have to look into that because I haven't actually done one yet. But that's I don't know if that kind of answered your question.
Well, I guess it kind of answers my question, but my concern is again, I just know someone that's I think put in a lot more money into this project than that they should have, and kind of over leveraged themselves. And I kind of feel that if the CEO of in Canada, I mean, I don't know how many members do we have here.
I don't know exactly because I don't know the makeup of the Chinese community.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of people in Quebec and so forth. But look, if there is some special circumstance or something, we may be able to do something. I don't know if you reach out and give that UID for that person, and if we may be able to do something. I don't know. I can't promise you that, but we can look into it. And for someone who's over leveraged, which we kind of warn against, but people tend to do that. And hopefully everything will work out and it'll be fine and it'll be smooth. But try and see what we can do. But they're promising a speedy resolution to it, and Thursday is 2 days away from here. So
okay, great. Well, we hope hopefully we hear some good news in the next couple of days.
Yes, definitely.
And this program can get back to normal, and everybody can be getting ready for the holidays for that extra cash, right?
Right, exactly.
That's invested.
Yeah.
So thank you for answering the question.
No problem. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anthony, I think we should end here. I see Desireen will be the last, and then we'll call it a night. Desireen, if you want to come on camera and speak, please. Thank you.
Hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi. All of this is really scary for me because I've been in projects before wherein, the Asian people, and they have this habit to put people from the West when they want to attract clients from the West. They put up a Western person when they well know that they are the ones behind it. And, it's very scary for me because if I knew it was the Chinese, I would think twice. Because I see all these Western photos of who is the CEO and who is the COO and all of those things. Because hearing all of this now, because they don't use their real name, they use people from the West name for I do business with them. And they always use Western names. I mean, I go to China, I go to a show, and they're asking for Jen, and nobody know who that is. You go to the right booth, and there's no Jennifer there. Then all of a sudden, somebody calling you, I'm Jennifer, but that's not the name that they go by. So, if I know it was the Chinese back in this, really, I would think twice.
Well, what can I say on that? Like there are all sorts of scams from all sorts of people all around the world. That's gone down, whether it be, I don't want to name any groups, but we've seen it in every community, scams out there. So I don't want to just pick on the Chinese. And you say they do it for Western consumption with these. I actually think they do it for their own consumption, because I think a lot of them prefer to see that initially, because that's where it starts. Like we're a very small part of the whole thing. Most of the people in this thing are Asian. And when I say it's not all Chinese, remember, this thing is not Chinese from China. It's Chinese from Singapore, Chinese from Malaysia, Chinese from, and they're slightly different in their culture and so on. So
But why is it they're having a problem to use their own name? I do business with them, don't get me wrong, And I say, why can't you use your correct name?
Yeah.
Why you have to name yourself Patsy or Mary or Sue?
Well, look, I can't comment. The only thing I'll say is this, and I find not picking on any particular group, but I find us in the West and Canada, particularly probably in the US, like we, for example, have a lot of Sri Lankans in the Toronto area, okay? And I see Sri Lankan names they're very easy to pronounce, very easy because it's syllabic, Rambutam Balam Badam. Like it's easy. But I see people that they just don't want to pronounce the name properly. They don't take the time to even learn and say the name. And I find that so when the people try to use your name, you're calling them something completely different because you say, there's Ram, or calling him something when his name is fairly, if you follow it syllabically, especially, and I pick on a Sri Lankan name because that's one I see a lot. And in Chinese names, they're like, for example, I say Jack. His last name is Zhang. Okay, it's his Chinese name, but he has his first name is, I actually forgot this because I've only seen it once. It's a Chinese first name, but they come here and they go by Jack, or the name is translated. The closest name is Jack or Paul or whatever, and that's what they kind of go by, so that people don't butcher their names. So that's my view on it. I'm not defending them. They should use their names, and yeah.
If it is butchered, they should still use the correct name.
Okay.
How the guy from Binance show himself as a Chinese or wherever Asian person and use his correct name? What is wrong with that?
Well, I'll tell you, for 4 years I was on the platform, I didn't know his name. I had no clue who ran Binance. Nobody. I didn't know who it was. It's only when he started having trouble with the US then I found out Changpeng Zhao. I never heard of this guy till then. So it's not unusual. And a lot of the crypto people they've seen what's happened with CZ, and a lot of them don't want the same fate, so they're trying to kind of keep a low profile in terms of exactly, because the US is a long reach and can reach over everywhere and say, hey, we want you. And that's it. So I'm not defending them. I'm just telling you what part of the reason why a lot of, like, somebody say, well, another exchange, I can go see who runs it. You go and look at the exchange and you tell me. Most of them you can't even find out who owns them. You don't know. A lot of them you don't know. CZ.
So to sort of piggyback on what Anthony is saying, North Americans on a whole, Desireen, I'm not sure if this is something you know, but when it comes to names that are difficult to pronounce, North Americans will try to shorten your name. So all they're doing is just shorten it for you. It's a known fact that North Americans do this. If your name is difficult to pronounce, they'll find a short form of your name and that's what they will call you.
Thank
I'm
you.
not sure if that answers your question, but basically this is just what they do.
Okay.
Here's the bottom line. There are certain questions we may not have answers for you tonight, plain and simple. Why people do things. Hopefully at the appropriate time, we'll be able to answer some of this, but for now, we're gonna end the call to respect others' time, but definitely we'll be back on Thursday. We wanna call this a night. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks.
All right, thank you so much for hosting Foster. Go ahead, Anthony.
No, I was just thanking everyone for coming on. I know this is challenging. Some people have been here in this situation before and it hasn't turned out well. So everyone's a little bit nervous, and I can't blame you for that. I'm still not, I have to work it out and see where it goes from here. But I'm kind of always the optimist. So I'm remaining optimistic. And so let's see where we lead, and we should have some answers in a couple of days. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming out tonight, and we'll see you on Thursday. Thank you.
Okay, you guys can all unmute yourselves and say good night if you so desire.
Good night. Good night,
everyone.
everyone. Good night.
Thank you,
Bye,
guys. Great
guys.
call.
Thank you so
Good night.
much.
I could not mute the whole
Hi,
time.
Mel. I hope you can unmute yourself and show yourself too.
Yes. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Good
Good
night.
night. We'll see you Thursday.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Hey, there you are.
Good night. Good night.
I'm always here.
Everything is perfect.
Show yourself. You
Good
said
night,
that.
all.
Show yourself.
So the
Good night,
meeting will
everybody.
end.
Amazing first
3,
meeting.
2, 1. Good night.
Night.